Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday and I feel so refreshed. Like, for me, Mondays are always like a fresh start. Like, I don't know why people hate Mondays. Like, there are people that literally hate Monday and having to get up and go to work on Monday. But I guess when you love what you're doing, Mondays are not that bad. So I'm coming on here to do some Monday motivation. Now, before I get started, I have to do this. It's a formality. My name is Deanna. I'm an insurance agent in the state of Georgia, and I am also licensed in some other states as well. If you are in need of insurance, reach out to me. You can message me in my DMs. My contact information is like pretty much all over this app. So I want to say on Saturday, I wrote a post on Threads and I said, the difference between being mediocre and being great is the work that you do in between. And the reason I put that out there is because a lot of times what I'm finding when I talk to people is that people think to be great, there's like some type of magic something, or this person had this connection, or it's just some type of magic something. Like, people are not actually working. They knew something, they knew somebody, and that's how they got to where they are. Well, I have the pleasure of talking to all types of people from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different cultures. And one of the parts I love, or one of the things I love about my job, is that I get to see how other people operate that are not in my same social setting, that are just different cultures, just different, and different income brackets, because everybody needs insurance. So I love to study people and how they operate, right? And one of the things that I noticed about people that are doing well financially, and let me put a disclaimer. So there are people that I have met that they have inherited some of their wealth and they are operating like that, right? But then there are others that they're doing well financially. And how did they get to that point? They worked. And I'm talking about, these are people that you would think like, man, they are great. They have multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar businesses. They have properties all over the United States and out of the country. Like, you would think like, oh, somebody gave them a large lump sum of money, or they in this and that. And when I have the conversations with them, because I love talking to them just to know, like, how did you get to where you are? Success always leaves clues, sidebar. When I'm talking to them, they share with me, they're like, oh, well, I started out in the military and I retired. I did my 20 years. I went in at 18, did my 20 years. And then I got my retirement, and then I decided to start a business, and I just worked that business, and I played every position in my business, and now I've built it up to what you see today. And it taught me that, hey, you can't cheat the system. Like, you have to work. You have to work, and you got to be doing the right type of work. I have noticed that in America, we do a lot of things to keep us busy, but we don't do the right type of things to produce income. And so there are people that are just doing things just to say that they're doing something and being busy, but is it getting you the result that you want, at least when it comes to your income, right? And so I wanted to share motivation today and just say, get to work. do the right type of work, because people are always saying do the work, do the work. Well, what if you don't know what that work exactly is? You got to do the right type of work that can produce income. And then when you get the income, you have to know how to manage the income so that way you can get to where you need to be. One of the things that I really dislike about social media is that it's a highlight reel. And I've talked about this before. People are just going to show you what they want to show you. People are just going to always highlight the picture perfect situation. And if you're spending hours on social media, that's feeding into your mental psyche, and you will start to believe like, oh man, like everything is really this or really that. So for example, I can come on here and do a marketing campaign and take some really pretty pictures and roll out that campaign. And every time you see me, you see the curated photos, the edited photos. And you're thinking, oh, all I have to do to be an insurance agent is to post this photo and the people are going to come to me. Well, the part that you guys don't see is the back end systems. The part that you don't see is the work that I do behind the scenes. I work. I work. Yes, Kristen. Yes. Income producing activities only over here. I work so much. I remember having my laptop in the labor and delivery room when I had my baby. You guys know I just had a baby. Well, you know, she's not one yet, but I had that laptop in the labor and delivery room working my butt off. And that's the part that people don't see. People don't see the rejection that I get faced with. People don't see the politics behind this whole insurance ordeal. Insurance is a highly regulated industry. And the reason it is because you have the opportunity to make a lot of money in a short period of time. So whenever somebody can make a lot of money in a short period of time, it is highly regulated. And so when something is regulated, there are rules, there are checks and balances, and you have to adhere to those rules. And so adhering to those rules, I got to know how to play the game. I got to know how to attract the type of clients that the company want. Like, that all takes work. It's more than just posting a picture and then saying, all right, you guys, come by. That's part of it. I mean, that is marketing. Yes. Think about McDonald's. You know, McDonald's is not the healthiest food, right? It's not healthy at all. But they're constantly putting out their picture, and they're constantly putting out images that are attracting people to come by, right? So yes, I'm going to market my business. You're going to see the curated photos, but that's just a small fraction of it. That's like, you see the apple tree with all the apples, but you don't see the roots that dug in the ground that sprouted out that apple tree. And so I want to be great. And if you want to be great, you gotta weed out the excuses. There's something that I tell my husband all the time, because we have conversations like this all the time. I say, honey, if you want an excuse, you can find one. If you want an excuse, you can find one. The excuses are always out there for you to find. But if you want a result, you're gonna have to do the work. And so I want to be great. I am called to greatness. And in order to be great, you have to do what other people are not willing to do. You have to make sacrifices that other people are not willing to sacrifice. When I think about all the people that are great, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, who else comes to mind right now? Heck, even Beyonce. I have heard that Beyonce is not the smartest woman. This is what I've heard. I don't know how true that is. But you know what? She took one thing, right? Which is singing and being an entertainer. And she worked that thing. She worked that thing. And now she's a billionaire. Malcolm X changed lives, met with people, did the work to influence people. And now he's one of the greatest in history. The same with Martin Luther King. They put in the work. It takes work to step out of your comfort zone and go talk to people to have the conversation. It takes work to continue to show up and show people, hey, this, I agree with this, and you should come rock with me while I'm doing this. It takes work. And so, y'all, if you want to be great, you're going to have to do the work. If you don't like your income status right now, you're going to have to put in the work. We tend to work hard for everybody else, but we don't put in that same work for ourselves. Why is that? Why is that? And then I was going to go into this soft life thing, but I kind of want to kill the soft life. Like, soft life has to be earned. And if you haven't earned that soft life, you don't need to be talking about soft life. Okay? There is somebody that I admire and that I follow on here, and her name is Ariane Ellsbury. And I remember when she had her second child, her mom, I believe, was watching her son, her second child, for the first 6 months. And then when he became 6 months, he had to go to daycare. And she went through all the emotions. She felt all the feels. You know, she's a mom. She's like, oh, my baby, like, he's having to go to daycare. I'm having to go back to work. And she did like a whole live. But I'm grateful that she did that live, because it showed me that she is committed to being great. She felt all the feels. You know, who wants to separate from their baby, even if it's for a short period of time, even if they're going to the creme de la creme of daycare centers, you're going to be like, my baby. I get it, right? But because she's committed to being great, her baby went to daycare and she got back to work. And you know what? The numbers and the results show. I believe she's a high producing real estate agent. And she's having another baby. Congratulations. But she did that work. And so I'm like, wait a minute. If she's doing great and producing high numbers, if she was willing to put her baby in daycare to get to where she needs to be, well, I don't need no excuses like, oh, I need to stay home with my baby and this, that. No, you have to know your mission. You can't be saying you want to be great and then still looking for the excuses. So if I know that I want to be great, I got to put systems in place and have support in place for my children. Me and my husband got to be on the same page. And then I got to get out here and do the work. And I got to get out my feelings. Yeah, I can feel the feels, but I can feel it, but I still got to go out and do the work. I love talking to my nail tech. I love my nail tech. My nail tech is Vietnamese, and she came over here in 2006, and I had broken nail. And so I called her up. It was on a Sunday. And she was like, come in, I'll fix your nail. And so, talking to her while she fixed my nail, I asked her, I said, you don't take any days off? Because I noticed we were there on a Sunday. And she was fixing my nails on a Sunday. But she is there Sunday to Sunday, Monday to Sunday. And so I was like, girl, you don't take any days off. And she said, you know, Deanna, where I'm from, they treat women like the low of the low. Like, we cannot work, we cannot make money. They treat us like dirt. And she said, my country is like a communist country, And she was like, so here in America, it's an honor for me to work. She said, because I can make as much as I want to make, and I can pay for whatever I want to pay for. It is an honor for me to work. And this is a Vietnamese woman, okay? She not over here preaching about no soft life. She's not. She's like, it's an honor for me to work. So she works 7 days a week. I remember one time she had her baby up there, and I've watched him get older, and I see her sons up there, but she works. She gets to it. And because that was taken away from them in her country. And so I just want to share those jewels with you guys. Like, if you're committed to being great, especially my believers that, especially my female believers that want to preach Proverbs 31. The Proverbs 31 woman, she worked. Entrepreneurship is not just delegating tasks onto people and not doing the work. She delegated tasks and she was also working. So my believers, I want to also let you know that God can give you opportunity. God can open up a door for you, but you got to work that opportunity. When he created us, he said, let us make man in our image. That means everything that we need is already inside of us. It's in us. So now you got to work it. You have to work it. So I have made it to my office. I am about to get to work. But I hope that encourage you guys to do the stuff that the average people don't do. If you're called to greatness, because everybody's not called to greatness. Everybody's not called. But if you know that you are called to be great, if you know that you are called to be a financier of the kingdom of God, if you know that you want just better for your life, with everything going on in this government right now, with inflation and all of that, if you know that you want more, there's no secret sauce. You pray and you work, and you pray and you work. So I'm here. I'm at my office. If you're needing insurance, give us a call today. I am here to do my work, and I will talk to you guys in another video. Bye.